Okay, we should be live any second now. Let me double check. But if you're watching right now, well, first off, I just want to say that I was asking ChatGPT, and according to ChatGPT and also Gemini, it says that the YC of Canada is next Canada. So, yeah, in the upcoming hour or two or few minutes, I'm not sure when, I will be hearing back from Next Canada to see if I'm part of their next 36 program. I'm feeling a little nervous because I know it's going to happen anytime in the next hour or two. Yeah, and you might assume, oh, this guy's for sure gonna get in because he's live streaming his reaction, and like this guy must know that he's gonna get in. But no. Let me also send this to my mom. I want her to see my reaction. Okay. Yeah. But no. I would be very confident of getting in if I did a good job in my interviews. But at least for one of them, it was 4 interviews. The first one, I didn't have a good explanation of what the product is at right now and where I see myself in the future when it comes to the product. But yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, in some way it's like a 50-50 chance from what I can predict, mainly because of that. I was not able to explain my vision very well in that first interview, and unfortunately that first interview was with one of the co-founders of the program, so I'm pretty sure he has like a good big chunk of decision making done through him. But yeah, nonetheless though, either way, I am open to show my reaction, whether it's an approval or a rejection. I don't mind showing it to the world to in some way, I guess it could inspire people to keep pushing even if they got rejected, or inspire people to keep pushing even if they got accepted, because either way I've gone a long way in the past year and a half, and yeah, now either I get accepted and I go into the program and speed up the development process of Odora, or I continue working on Odora and find alternative ways to speed up that process. But yeah, while we're waiting, let me double check my emails. There's probably nothing. I'm also waiting for, yep, I am live. Let's also go live on Twitch. Let me share my screen as well. There we go. Okay, so I believe I'm sharing on Twitch, but I don't care too much about Twitch. Yeah, what I want to do now is not this. I have 2 things that I want to work on. Either this, which is I'm trying to do a launch video for Odora with the Meta glasses. So now the Meta glasses have an SDK they can connect your app to be able to access the camera or the audio, and that is very big for Odora, because what Odora does is basically listen to your interactions, your meetings, whether it's in person or virtual, and it analyzes them, provides you feedback real time and also after the meeting on how it can be improved, with the ultimate goal of helping you basically go into every meeting with the best version of yourself and overcome these bad communication habits, whether it's you're too monotone or you don't know how to articulate specific areas of your story. It would flag them for you and help you work on them. Yeah. But yeah, having a real-time aspect with in-person interactions, that market is definitely growing. It's going to continue growing because the wearable market is expected to, like, I don't know, 10x, 100x in the next 10 years. And yeah, the hope is Odora will be riding that wave. And that is one thing I was not able to articulate or even have a chance to share during my interviews with Next Canada. If I was able to, I believe I would have been able to, like, show them, like, there's potential for this to, like, 10x or 100x, which is what investors look for, right? They don't really care about times 2 or times 4. They want 100x types of investments. And from the way I shared my product, it didn't have any 100x potential. But when you bring up the wearable aspect and connecting the wearable to the product, that's where the 100x potential lies in. And with my launch video that I'm looking to create in here, I'm learning about storytelling and how to make a good launch video. Yeah, the hope is to attract these initial set of customers to try out our product. But yeah, let me see. Do I have any viewers watching right now? We got 8. Oh my god, that's the highest I've ever gotten. The hope is to attract these. Okay, we got my sister and we got my homie from first year university. What is Odora? Come on, Duppy. Come on, Amar. How don't you know what Odora is? The link is in here. You can just click here and there's a wait list and there's a survey. Please do the survey. I'm looking to understand people's pain points and their willingness to pay for something like Odora. But yeah, 9. Damn, that's the highest I've ever gotten. Okay. Let us go back to this. So yeah, I'm looking to do a launch video. Either that, I can also do some competitor analysis. I discovered a startup yesterday called Hedy, which is right here. Hedy has a very similar vision to what we want to do, but it does not talk or even focus whatsoever on the communication aspect or the communication skills aspect. It's just in some way a meeting note taker, and it has extra features like highlighting specific moments and stuff. But honestly, I have granola. If you have granola, this is not crazy. But the approach that they have is very similar to what we're trying to do in Odora. So I did join their Slack server, and there are quite a lot of people there, and they gave quite a lot of feedback. So I can also look into that for this live stream. Let's see. Nice. We got some people from Next 36 joining us here, which is very cool. We'll all react to the thing live, depending on when the hell it comes out. We might be here for the next 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. We'll see. But let's just stick to this one. Let's continue learning about storytelling and how that can be transformed and converted for Odora. So I gave Gemini the plan and the current story that I have in mind. And that story is very similar to Cluely's launch video. Cluely YouTube, yep, this video. I'm pretty sure if you're part of Next Canada, you for sure have seen this video. And what I'm looking to do is something close to this, not in the context of dating, but in the context of someone who's in a high stakes situation. For example, an investor or a founder who just found an investor in some networking event, and now they want to approach that person, but they're getting nervous and they don't know what to say and stuff. So we'll have the Meta Ray Bans or the Meta Glasses providing you feedback and in some way giving you a pep talk to get you prepared to go talk to that person, to that investor. So close to what Cluely did here, but tailored towards founders. That is the current vision, but I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to set the scene and record the thing. And that's why I'm learning about storytelling. So I am looking at the book Stories That Stick, which is a very popular book for businesses who want to succeed in capturing their audience through stories. And I'm trying to learn how that can be used for my launch video. So let's look at the research. Okay, first of all, okay, we're doing good here. I am sister. Yes, we have our sister in here. Okay, let's take a look. This is a summary of the book. So there's 4 different kinds of stories or narratives. And for the thing that I'm planning to do, it's a value narrative. Failure of information age. Also, one thing I'm trying to improve on is my reading speed. I'm so slow, very slow. And then I have a friend who is basically 5 times faster in reading than me, which is mind-blowing. 5 times! I'm also slow in typing in the keyboard, but at least we have Whisper Flow that solves that. But reading is also very important. And one reason I don't enjoy reading books like these, for example, or any books, and I prefer listening to audiobooks, is because I'm so slow in reading. But I'm trying to speed up. So let's read this. I made a note. Yes. This. Did I make another note? No, that's the one. So up till now, what I've learned is this basically. I don't have to explain it again. It's basically this. We are wired to conserve energy. So if you see something that is like not, if we find, we're good at pattern matching. And if we find certain patterns that align with, for example, advertisement, if something's screaming advertisement, you immediately continue scrolling, right? You don't stick for that. So one thing that we should focus on for an advertisement, for a launch video, is you can't get people to align your thing with a certain pattern. Like that Cluely video, that launch video for Cluely, there's nothing like it. So people are hooked. They're like, what is it gonna be about? No one knows. So they're kind of, there's this also the curiosity gap. So we have to build some sort of curiosity gap in the first few seconds for them to be willing to sit for a long time for the whole video. But that's basically what I learned for now, but let's continue reading. A good story is easy to understand. It's not overwhelming, which ties back to we're wired to conserve energy. Can do this by either filtering out these patterns or in some way whenever we are bombarded with info, it overwhelms us and we end up we don't like being overwhelmed, right? So ideally we should not be overwhelming that person with information, whether it's an ad or a launch video. So yeah, I get the point. I don't have to talk about it here. I just have to remember cognitive ease. Okay. It should be welcoming, easy to welcome people to use it, to watch it. Stories, oxytocin. Yep. Stories build trust. Crazy. Let's increase this size. And can we expand this? Nope. Okay, I kind of know all that information in the first 2 points. So let's move to part 3. Wait. I just saw the message from Rusho. Let's see. I want to actually move this display, or at least this tab, to my other monitor, so I can keep track of the messages. But yeah, bro, I love I love carrots, and I had nothing yet for breakfast or lunch, so this is my first meal of the day, just to keep me alive. Okay, let's just do this. Boom. Okay, now the chat is in my second monitor, so I will not be missing any more chats. And also, if I ever get the announcement, which nothing happened yet, if it comes out and I did not realize, please let me know in the messages in the chat. I'm assuming I'll get notified. I have notifications on for Gmail, but if not, so at any point in time, you might see this like notification bar coming out, and that would be the decision, which is wild, bro. But let's lock in for now. Oh. So each story should start with figuring out the explosion, the inciting incident. For the context of Cluely, that was when this guy, Bananazon, he works at Bananazon and stuff, if you guys remember. So that was the inciting incident that revealed the vision for Cluely, right? What is it for me, for my product, Odoro? So what I'm thinking for the video, for the launch, it's two things. Hashumi, Ahlan. My young cousin has joined the chat. Love to see it. What's it called? I guess we can just do a to-do. First thing is, where is it? Wait. When mining for stories, one should often start by identifying the explosion. You don't have a story until, okay, once a pivot point is identified, we can work backwards to define the normal. Okay. So, the normal. And then the explosion. Hello, Ali. I will never forget how we met. Crazy story. I was on what was it called again? It does not even exist anymore. Can you remind me of the name of the platform? Good night, bro. سلمني على اخواتك. The explosion. I have two points where the explosion is happening. The point where the founder is stressed / nervous after he finds the been trying to get hold of. That's the first one. Let's actually use numbers. The second one is, it's actually 3 as well. That's not good. So the second one is the during, oh actually I didn't finish the first one. Odora gives him a pep talk. Let's be gender neutral here and say them. Odora gives them a pep talk about both why they will ace the approach and also how they will ace the approach. And the why in here is in some way just, what's the word for it? What's the word for motivating your brother to, for example, approach a girl? Or it's not cheerleader, it's something else. Chat, help me out. What's the word for that? It's in the tip of my tongue. Let's ask ChatGPT or Gemini. What's that word that people use, or the phrase that people use to indicate that they are supporting their homies or pushing their homies to do something? For example, approach a girl. It's a simile to cheerleading. Let's see. Come on. Wingman! Yes. I feel so stupid for not knowing that word. Let's see what Gemini says. But yeah. Act as your wingman, reminding you of what you wanted to, or reminding you of the importance situation and how you are fully capable of doing it well. The thing about this is some people, it's very subjective on what helps people. Some people, it's useful for them to be reminded of their strengths, their achievements before going into an important meeting or like a place where they have to perform at their best. I will have to do more research on what do most people find useful in these situations, like right before high stakes situations. What helps people perform at their best? And my assumption here is the AI would be very helpful if it's able to tell them exactly why they're the best people to perform this certain act. Yes, we'll have to do more research on that. Let's just do a to-do. Okay, and the second thing is how, which is more focused on leveraging science. So there's a lot of science behind going into important conversations with the right mental clarity and mental performance. The most obvious one is your mouth. So what I did for Next 36, the interviews for them, was I used, let me show you guys. It's called Twisty. It's an app on iOS and maybe even Android. I think only iOS. And what it does, it's basically an app for tongue twisters. And literally the 2 minutes before my interview, what I sat and did was just a bunch of tongue twisters. I don't know about you guys, but my mouth sometimes gets so lazy that it barely moves. So, and that results in me not speaking very clearly. The word for it is enunciation. So I'm not able to enunciate every single syllable of my words. But tongue twisters helps with that. So an example is this one. The sixth sheep sick. Interesting. Let's actually do one in here that's showing on the screen. Hyping, hype man, wingman, gassing up, wingman, yep. Okay, so what's it called? Tongue twisters before important calls or something to improve pronunciation. The Peter one's obvious. She sells seashells by the seashore. How can a calm cram in a clean cream can? Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Holy moly. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't funny. Was he? I've noticed that I'm good in some of them, like very good. Some of them are very easy. Others are very hard. And I feel like different people, based on their accents and the languages they've spoken, their ability to say certain phrases are easier or harder based on that. You know, in New York, you need New York. You know, you need unique New York. I saw a kitten eating chicken in the kitchen. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? And if I speed up, it gets harder as well. Eddie edited it. That is a little hard for me. This word specifically, for example. Eddie edited it. I find shortcuts in between this here. The DITE. Eddie edited it. That was good, but I'm very slow with it. If I speed up, Eddie edited it. I can't enunciate the syllables of edited when I'm speaking fast. Is it the same thing for you guys? Are you guys able to speak this word, edited, fast and also clearly without missing any syllable. Willie's really wary. A big black bear sat on a big black rug. Tom threw Tim 3 thumbtacks. Thumbtacks. What? 6 sticky skeletons. 6 sticky skeletons. 6 sticky skeletons. Which is which? Oh no, I know this is gonna be hard. Stupid superstition. Oh, never mind. Stupid. It is hard actually. Stupid superstition. Stupid superstition. Stupid superstition. Okay. Oh yeah. Truly rural. Truly rural. Yeah, that is hard. Truly rural. Truly rural. Truly rural. If I speed up, truly rural. Truly. I say truly, which is not true. Truly rural, truly rural, truly rural. Okay, back to this. So, what I was trying to say here is tongue twisters helps exercise your mouth muscles to make them move more freely. Another exercise that is very popular is putting some sort of pencil or pen and just speaking like that. You will notice that you're exaggerating your speaking when you're using a pen, when you have a pen in your mouth. And then when you remove it, somehow you start speaking much more clearer. I feel so much better right now. Like my mouth is more free to move however it wants. It's actually transformative. Go find a pen right now. Anything that's like this, maybe even a thin carrot, not a thick one. And just yap whatever you want to yap about. And you will notice if you use it for like at least 10-30 seconds, it will change how it feels to speak. Makes it much easier. But of course, in some cases, it's hard to do that in an interview setting. I always mess up the phrase for the spelling of tongue. It is TONGUE. Yes, tongue, not tongue, which is what I thought it was. Okay. So what else? How can we use science to help people prepare for interviews? Well, I got a very big document in which one is it? Founder survey, no. Market research, why this problem, no. User, no. Pitch prep, no. I think it's this. If we go down, yes. Okay. There's a lot of private ideas in here, but I trust you guys won't steal them. No, that's not the place that I had. I had a note about this. Also, what the hell? It's still not out? Nothing is out yet. I got Duolingo year. Crazy. I spent 62 minutes on Duolingo. The main reason I went on to Duolingo was to learn the psychology, learn the techniques they use that incorporate psychology to motivate people to remain in the platform and continue to use the platform. And holy moly, it's crazy. They seem to incorporate every single psychological theory into the game design and into like the social aspect as well. The freaking mascot starts crying, and that motivates you as well to get back to the app and stuff. Crazy. It's actually crazy. Very, very smart stuff. But yeah, we continue waiting. Okay, where did I write this in? Man, I don't know. I don't know. Did I put it in my Obsidian notes? Let's see. I hope nothing gets exposed. This is my personal journal, but let's see. I wanted to search tongue twisters. Oh, yeah. It's this, right? Yes. Okay. So what the hell's going on here with the formatting? Typical relaxation techniques. So that is So there, I was actually looking at research for this. There are tongue drills. As you can see, I messed up the tongue spelling again. Tongue. Okay. So tongue drills, same as lip drills, which, oh yeah, I found it here. Let's just go here. Apparently actors do a lot of this before acting. One interesting one that I found.
It's going to be tongue trills. Now this is really similar to the lip trills we just did, but just with your tongue. So rather than using your lips to brrr, you're going to use your tongue and make that sound. This is really difficult for some people. A lot of people don't use their tongue in a erotic way and have a curl. My accent, I'm from London, so a general practice, you'll get there. It's really good at warming up another muscle, and the tongue is such a large forming words. So these tongue drills are going to help with that. Here's how it should go. You might find after the first few times of doing these exercises that you find a little bit of aching in your mouth or on the bottom of your tongue. That's good. It means it's working. It means it's exercising. No pain, no gain. Okay, for the next two exercises, I'm going to need the board. These next two exercises are almost like
this one.
They'll promote the idea of getting your muscles to learn to think faster. At first, it'll be your brain, and then the mouth and tongue and lips will catch up. They're very simple words, but when put together, they can become slightly difficult to say. Badaga, padaga, bodogo, podogo, budugu, pudugu, bidigi, pidigi, bedege, pedege. That is all one round. Okay? So, badaga, padaga, bodogo, podogo.
Okay. Badaga, padaga, bodobo, podogo. Budugu, pudugu, bidigi, pidigi, bedege, pedege. Okay. So, how can that be incorporated into a software experience? That is the tough thing, because you don't want to make your users speak these out loud, right? But that is what I was trying to say in here. Through games or something, lip drills. But now there's also the mindfulness aspect. Let's actually put these side to side. There. So, how will they ace the approach? Through mindfulness. And how that would work is deep breathing. Honestly, that's the simplest approach. just getting people to breathe in deeply and breathe out. There's this very simple app that I installed. Come on. Why are you not working? Come on, no. Man, if I do, come on. So what it does is basically gives you a bubble that expands and contracts to help you basically, it's like a guided breathing. Very simple app that is not working right now. Man, I don't know why. Whatever. Okay, so that could be very easily incorporated. I'm assuming it could be or will be useful to have this added. And then the other thing is that's in some way a mindfulness session. I would assume people won't be willing to do this before a meeting. They don't have time for that. Grounding self-talk. That is what I was indicating or hinting at for the wingman idea. So what I mean by grounding here is it reminds you of your strengths and makes you reframe the nervousness into something more powerful. And it won't, so in other words, reframe nervousness from weakness to a strength. A very simple idea would be nervousness is basically just your body telling you that you're doing something that's very important and that you should focus. That's where nerves come in. But sometimes in the moment we forget about it. And that's where some sort of technology, if it could remind you of that, that could be useful. Visualization. I have not done that myself to be able to speak better. I should have tried that during Next 36. So I did tongue twisters, I did deep breathing, but I did not do visualization. I did also self-talk, especially doing like midway between the interviews. I literally just started talking to myself like, you got it, bro. You can do it. You can do it. After messing up the first one, the first interview. So yeah, I will have to do more research onto that. But that is essentially one place where this could be helpful. Now, the only problem is it's not viral worthy. Like, imagine for this Cluely video, if the hook, let's watch it. Cluely, if the hook in here,
So, you know, like,
for example,
Your profile says you worked at Bananazon?
here, let's say we have the same situation in my case where an investor is talking to you and you have to basically perform at your best. Oh, sorry. What my current approach seems to be is, in this situation, the software will guide you to be more mindful and remind you, okay, you got this, you can do it, which does not really make any sense and is not viral worthy. Or actually, more realistically, in this specific case, the video would start not when you're sitting with the investor, but once you notice him or her. But regardless, it's not very groundbreaking. So maybe I should focus on this situation here, the bananas on situation, where the investor asks me a very interesting question, a very thought-provoking question that catches me off guard, and I don't know how to answer it. What would happen is the AI wouldn't give me the answer, or maybe it would. I don't want to be like Cluely though. We're not Cluely. It would. You know, let's read on and see what it suggests in here. So if we scroll back to the bottom, where's my story? Wait, what? I told you how that... Pause. Did you not? Let's export it. Let's put it here. So, there's no Adora mention? Bruh. Okay. Well, I was hoping that it would suggest how we can take everything we learned from the book and suggest a structure. Okay, given what we learned about come on, bro, I'm trying to I don't want to make it a research thing anymore. Fast. Come on, I'm stuck here. Okay, Gemini model is good, but the chat interface, the user interface is far worse than ChatGPT. I love the branches. The editing thing. You can edit only the most recent message. You can't edit the previous one. Crazy. And even this, I can't even change the model mid-conversation. Whatever, okay. Given what we learned about storytelling and how we can use it to capture and convince our audience, what is the best way to, or what is the best scene we can create for Odora? Bomba Club, bro. I believe I added you to the dictionary. Whisper flow. Adora, there you are. Also, what the hell is this? Yes. Figma Jam, company name. Okay. Given what we learned about. Give me a list of ideas that reveal the power of Adora, because I want to create a value narrative. As we chatted about before, my current idea is, actually, should we mention? Maybe that would bias its decision. Let's see what it says without this. Okay. But yeah, I'm currently stuck at what is actually the best explosion we can have in our launch video. Okay. In the meantime, let's read through this, I guess. Emotion is going to be one of the most important parts of this, especially because what we do with Adora is sometimes not very tangible in terms of value. At least for the short term, the value is from being your best self. And being that best self is very hard to measure or put a dollar amount to. So, oh my God, my flight's in 2 hours. You know, let me cancel my flight real quick. That's a long story, by the way, don't worry about it. But long story short, my flight is in 2 hours and I won't be able to take it because my visa has not arrived. So let me cancel my flight, which is in 2 hours, real quick. Man, I did not get any. I'm waiting for my visa. There's so many things I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for whatever. Let's just cancel this shit. trips. Ta-da. It's interesting how you're actually able to cancel even 1 hour before your flight or half an hour before your flight. I was calling them and they're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, how? I thought you'd need some, like, time to prepare for someone's canceling. فيصولة ليه بعك فايق خيه؟ لازم تروح تنام. Okay. Wait. Where's my information? Yo, 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 yo. Pause. Come on. Why am I... Oh my god, what the hell? That's not good. So a few hours ago, I was able to cancel it, but now it will have to be processed first. Bro. Okay, let's do this real quick. Canada. Yeah, for context. Wait, what? Next? What the hell? Where? I didn't get anything. Bro. So the people who got accepted got an email or something then? Is that what it means? Or what? Oh my god. I have to cancel my flight too. But yeah, I'm guessing, did you get accepted? Bruh. 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna guess they are sending them, so it's not automated. There's nothing in... Yes? Okay, you got in. So it's 1:46, which is 3:46. Okay, my assumption is I did not get in because I didn't get any email. Let's check Slack. There's nothing in Slack. There's nothing in Slack. Okay. Yeah, it's weird because I kind of have to end the live stream if but if I don't get any announcement that I got rejected, when the hell do I end the live stream? Been stressing all day. Bro, you've been stressing all day. I've been stressing all weekend. Okay, we're getting a lot of people joining, so my best guess is all the acceptances got out and I got nothing. Anyone else got accepted? Yep. The viewers are increasing by the minute. Okay. We'll wait for another minute. Well, this came at the worst time. I'm trying to cancel my flight. That is in 2 hours or less than 2 hours. Yeah, it's not looking good for me. It ain't looking good, bro. Anyone else got accepted? From the people who are watching, did anyone get a rejection letter? That is the question that I'm interested in as well. If you're willing to reveal yourself. 735. T2N. Okay. Refund. Please. Please let me refund. Come on. How is this a wrong zip code, bro? Bro. Come on. I can't put a zip code. Oh my god. Nothing is working, guys. Nothing is working. I don't know, 000 then? Okay. My refund has been processed. So. Oh. Bro, that scared me. So I just got the refund. We got 2 emails, but not the let's hope I actually get the refund. Okay. Back to next 36. So seems like I did not get accepted, but I just want to know, do they send out emails for the rejection people, for the rejected people? I guess I'll message because I don't want to stay here for the next 10 hours waiting for the rejection. Do people who did sentences okay, I sent them a message. They're offline, but let's hope they give me an answer. But yeah, it ain't looking good though. So like I don't want to have the mindset of I got rejected and start like talking and reflecting about the rejection, and then I get an acceptance. But it wouldn't make sense if they send them like incrementally. Like it would make sense for them just like to drop it all, right? So this guy's offline. Okay. I'm gonna assume that I got rejected. So let's reflect on that, I guess, as soon as I'm done with this carrot. So the last time I was in a similar situation where I was awaiting an acceptance or rejection was back in summer. I applied for an accelerator that I was so confident in getting into, and also a startup that I was also so confident in getting into. I don't know if I want to disclose the startup. How many people are watching? 10 people? I will keep it a secret for now, but it's a very cool startup based in Toronto that aligned so much with the work that I was doing, and that rejection absolutely broke me so much. It came at the same time I got the rejection for the accelerator as well, which I was so confident getting into as well. And looking back at it now, I'm realizing that potentially, potentially, that it was for the best. That my plans since then drastically changed. Also, let me just stop sharing my screen. But yeah, it seems like it's a rejection because I got no email, and I'm assuming they would send out these emails at the same time. Anyways, yeah, at the moment I was so devastated back in summer when I got these rejections, and now looking back, I guess it ties back to Steve Jobs' quote: "You can't connect the dots moving forward, but you can connect them looking backwards." And now looking backwards, I can see how the rejections that I got back in summer that broke me were necessary for me to reach this point right now. And I guess that's how I see rejection now. Every time I see it in that perspective, that whatever that I had coming for me with that acceptance maybe is not what is meant for me. Maybe it's not the best route for me. Maybe Next knows more than me that this is not the best program for me specifically. And they gave me that decision. So they helped me out with that. And I have different, bigger, smaller, I don't know, but different plans that don't align, I guess, with Next 36. And that's fine. As long as it all comes down to self-belief. If you believe you can do it, you don't need to be part of a program. You don't need to be surrounded by people. It definitely helps a lot to be surrounded by ambitious people. But there are a lot of people right now, right here, right now, doing cool things all alone in their house. And they're not part of any accelerator. They're not getting funded millions of dollars. Best example in my mind right now is Jack Fricks. The guy started with building a mobile app for helping people with their phone addiction. But then he moved on to building other businesses that are very successful. And just recently he dropped an app called Lovely, and it's doing quite well. And he's not part of any accelerator or incubator or university or anything. And he's doing good. The chances are definitely lower of succeeding in these cases, but it does not mean that it's not possible. So I guess that was what kept me going back in summer when I got my rejections. And that's what's gonna keep me going right now. After, I'm assuming this rejection. Let me check my email. Okay, there's nothing. It's weird. Let me check my Slack. Did all people... Yeah, I did not get any message on Slack. It's gonna be crazy if as soon as I end the live stream, I get an email saying that I got in. I'm still hoping I do get in, but at the same time, it is what it is. As long as I have faith in my product and faith in the product existing in the future as well. So like, it's not only beneficial now and it's not only useful now, but in 5 years, what I'm working on will continue to be powerful. That is my assumption. I got nothing left to say. But I just want to make sure before I close the stream that they won't be sending me in my acceptance like later. A part of this is just me being in denial. Okay, anything else that I want to yap about? Well, in terms of why I didn't get in, it's obvious. I know the exact reason. I made a LinkedIn post about it, which is right here. Yep. So, yes, I didn't explain my vision to one of the co-founders of Next Canada, which was unfortunately my first interviewer. So like the most important person was the first person I talked to. By the end, I was amazing, absolutely amazing. Thanks to Adora, of course. But what happened in that first interview is I went into it for some reason with a mindset of not being too confident in myself. And I am reflecting on why did that happen, because figuring that out will help me build a better Adora. And also a better for myself as well, like figuring out like why the hell did I go into that first meeting without like that energy and confidence that I usually have in these interviews, that I did perfectly well in like the third or fourth interview in for Next Canada. So yeah, what happened is, with the first question he asked, which was a very crazy question, I'm assuming for the people who are part of, who did the interviews as well for Next 36, you know who I'm talking about in here. And you probably also know the question you got asked, which was something about a moment in time. Wow, my mom is watching. You should be sleeping. Yeah, what's a moment in time that you had to make a very tough decision? My answer was me deciding to go all in on my startup. The story behind it is, oh my god! Oh! I just got an email from Alexandra. A follow-up. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. Okay. It's not good when they say we greatly appreciated your speech or something. These things. Whenever I see something like we appreciate blah blah blah, yep, that's a rejection. Whether it's a job or something, rejection. For acceptances, they're like congratulations. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, there's the confirmation. We greatly appreciated the opportunity to learn more about your experiences and passion for entrepreneurship. The scores have now been compiled and final deliberations amongst the selection committee have concluded. At this time, we are unable to offer you a spot in the 2026 cohort. Although you may not have achieved the results you wanted, you have reason to be proud of your participation. You entered the week as one of the top 80 candidates in a year of record applications to the program. Your ideas and drive did not go unnoticed, and Canada is a better country because of people like you. Innovators with energy and courage to pursue their ideas. You can reach out to us anytime if we can be of any help to you as you make your future plans. We wish you a wonderful holiday season and a prosperous and successful year in 2026. Okay. So let's see, what time did the acceptances roll out? Like 20 minutes ago? So I guess they're 20 minutes apart. I guess, yeah, I did reflect on my point of view on this. Oh wait, I'm not even sharing my screen. Well, oh, there we go. Okay. There's the rejection. Yeah. You can go back like 10 minutes before this to get my thoughts on the rejection, because I basically figured out I got rejected before this email came out. Yeah, I think the main reason is because I couldn't explain myself effectively to the co-founder of Next Canada. Specifically, I couldn't share the long-term vision and how it's very tangible. I focused on like the theoretical aspect, which is like improving your communication skills and speak more articulately and stuff, but not focused on like the outcomes of it, and also the future. I didn't talk about how technology is helping that industry a lot. It's going to continue to help, especially with the what's it called, wearables. That includes the Meta glasses, which I will be building an APK for, or using the SDK to build an app for it. And I'll be making a launch video of that after tomorrow, or not, next week or next week. I'll be dropping that video. I'm quite confident that more than they would have definitely seen what I mean by my vision. And right now, it was very hard to share that vision that I had, especially because I'm kind of limited to the questions they asked. And it's very hard to tie these questions to the things that I want to share. In this specific case, I did want to share about like the future vision that I had, which is connecting this to wearables and real life interactions, and that has not been done yet, but it will be done very soon because it's an obvious thing that will happen. I never got asked about this, like the future, and I couldn't find a way to incorporate it into the interview. That is my assumption. My assumption that they are investing in a mix of ideas and people. Like it's like, I guess, a 50-50. If my assumption is yes, the idea does not align with their program, the mentors in that program, and as I was saying like 15 minutes ago or something, that my startup and the space that I'm working on might not align with the things that I would be learning if I joined Next 36, and they knew that, so they rejected me as a result. Where was I going with this? Yes. Wait, what? I forgot. But that is just an assumption. Maybe they are looking for good people in general. And if that was the case, well, ouch, they didn't invest in me. Which I don't have a reason to believe in. I would believe that I do have what it takes to be the kind of entrepreneur, to be part of like some sort of what's it called, accelerator or something. So my assumption is they didn't reject me with or because of my because of me, but more so the idea and the product that I'm looking to launch. And it's what's the word for it? And how connected it is to what they do and what they're trying to do with Next Canada. Okay, I think that's all. Let us go back to locking in for the launch video that I want to make. But yeah, that's tough. I made a LinkedIn post about Next Canada. I made this live stream and stuff. People might think, oh, it's so embarrassing and stuff. I'm not embarrassed, but it's tough. It's just tough. But yeah, that won't stop me from locking in and doing the work that needs to be done. I just gotta find out why. I would love to get feedback on my interview, because I know that I was part of like, I guess maybe top 40, top 50 in there, because they kept me in that meeting room where they were inviting people for like a chance to convince the judges that they deserve a spot in the program. So I was in there. I didn't get a chance to speak up and convince them that I belong there. I would have banged that thing, bro. I had like a whole thing prepared, especially with like the wearables and the future of wearables. I was so ready for it, but I did not get called up in that moment. So yeah, my assumption is I'm in top 40, top 50. And in that case, I really would love to know a specific reason. I was just throwing out assumptions in the past like few minutes. Is it the product? Is it me? I'd like to get some like tangible feedback on what they believe the reason they rejected me was. But yeah, what I'll be doing differently now, I guess, prepare more. Like I went into like this week being very confident that like I'm gonna make it here. I'm gonna make it into the program. I have what it takes, and like it's a perfect alignment for what I'm doing, right? As an entrepreneur, and I'm graduating. I freaking, one thing I wish I mentioned was I got offered an interview to work with Ramp, the startup that is going crazy, and they recently got their Series B, I think, $32 million funding, which is wild. Or even more. Was it billion maybe? I forgot. But yeah, I am not taking that role or not even going for an interview with them because I want to go all in on my own thing. Maybe if I mentioned that, they would have noticed or realized, yeah, this guy's serious about making his startup work. I couldn't get that. I couldn't share that. There wasn't a point where they asked about it. I guess the question he asked me, I could have used it here, but I did not have it in mind. So I will say for that first interview, I was not prepared. I did not really prepare, like write down notes and stuff. I went into it believing like I had what it takes. I can go there and just ace the interview. Well, look at me now. I guess I should have taken it more seriously and spent like maybe at least an hour preparing instead of a few minutes. But other than that, I guess also having a clearer ICP, because going into it I was just saying, oh, it's for founders and stuff. Yeah, a clearer ICP would have definitely helped. Okay. That said, that was a journey. That was a very long journey. I think I have nothing left to say. But yeah, this live stream is gonna stay in my channel for a long time. And the hope is maybe 1 year from now, I'll be doing crazy things and my quote unquote fans will notice that I had this horrible rejection just a year ago, and hopefully that would motivate them. keep going. And for everyone else who also got rejected from Next 36, let's keep going. Let's one example that they shared was they did not invest in what turned out to be Uber in the first cohort of this program. So let us all strive to become the Uber of this year. With that said, let's go back to locking in. If you want to follow along, make sure you join the waitlist for Odora. I have the link for that in the description. We'll be launching hopefully in the coming week or two, and we have a survey that helps us figure out what you guys really need. So please, please, please make sure you do that survey. It takes like 10 minutes. It will definitely help us build something that people want. And with that said, yeah, make sure you subscribe to follow along this journey, because yeah, I'm not stopping. We're just getting started. I was hoping this could be the rocket launch, for Next 36. It could be my rocket launch, but nope. I guess I gotta find a different rocket to launch with. Peace out. Bye-bye.